Council, my name is Robert Bay. I reside at 7320 Susquehanna Street, living at home. I'm 58 years old, 26 years in construction. And I want to say that when the police become judge and jury, we got a problem. When I was coming up, we had tough police, we respected them. On Homewood Avenue, we respected them. We had guys on the hill like Mason. We had Batman and Robin on the hill. We had Homewood, we had JR. And they was tough men, but they was fair. See? And you can't just define somebody, be judge and jury, and say, well, he looks like this and he looks like that. You know, I'm a man fighting against destruction, fighting against drugs and social disorders. You know, and everybody's got a story. And I engage them young people all the time. I've been 5 years in Wilkinsburg, 5 years in Clare. And speaking to them youngsters, and I've talked to some of the ones that looked like they was tough, but they really wasn't tough. They just wanted me to speak to them. And I'm glad of that. I'm glad that you're here, Reverend.
My name is Chris Zidorowski. I live at 5541 Darlington Road, Pittsburgh 15217. I'm a candidate for City Council for Doug Shields' seat. Thanks, Mr. Stevens, for encouraging me to attend, and thanks also for inviting me, Mr. Jackson from Hazelwood. I appreciate it. Two aspects of the proposed legislation that I like. The idea of regulating our law enforcement. We regulate the manufacture of our goods, our products, to ensure consumer safety. We need to regulate the creation, the manufacture of our law enforcement to ensure public safety. The other aspect I like is the requirement to divulge information. I've been a newspaper reporter years back at the Courier, did an internship at the McKeesport Daily News, and I covered federal court for the Trib. It's all about information. It's public safety. Everything needs to be public. It needs to come out in the open. I also have a personal aspect to this. My father was the lawyer for Brentwood Borough when the Johnny Gamage incident happened. My dad was on the right side of that fiasco, and he worked like hell to clean up the police department. I'm following up on that. Thank you.
Hello, that meeting goes real quick. My name is Lee Hurts. I live in 909 Franklin Avenue, Wilkinsburg, PA. We're very quickly, when I was about 6 years old, I was in my grandmother's room and I was looking for candy. And I pulled out an old newspaper that had only been several years old at that time. And I flipped through and I was horrified by what I saw. It was Emmett Till. I'm 46 years old now. And last year, I'm in my study and I turn around and I look at the television and I see Jordan Miles' face, and the only thing I see is Emmett Till. And in 40 years, this is how far we've come. Now these ain't some good old boys down in the bayou or down in some county in Georgia. These are police officials doing this. Now I think the police have made some steps and things of that nature, but you guys, there has to be some remedy for this. I'm like Celeste, I have 4 sons. They're all grown. Thank you.
Good evening, Councilman Burgess and the rest of the council. I thank you for coming here tonight. And as you well know, Reverend, we had disagreements in the past on how we should deal with police accountability and so on and so forth. But I'm a fair enough man to commend you when you started the ball rolling on what I feel is the first step in getting a renewed relationship with our community. This needed to be done a long time ago. But I'm here to tell you tonight, I'm going along with this with reservation, because the root of the African-American problem is we need jobs for our youth. And we need them as of yesterday. You got the president talked about these green jobs that's coming, to communities. We need to put money in job training. and have our youth be prepared for that. So keep them off the corner. Keep them away from police brutality or whatever might happen when you are indulged in, police situation. So if you would stop there, you'd be surprised of what can happen on a good result, positive result charge. Thank you.
Good evening, Council. My name is Reverend Eugene Downing. I come tonight representing 6 Mount Zion Church, the corner of Shetland, Lincoln, and Lincoln Larimer. And I'm supportive of this legislation tonight, particularly because as a pastor, part of my responsibility is helping to hold young men accountable for their actions, their behaviors, their conduct, and how they treat their fellow citizens. And I believe it's very difficult to maintain that line of accountability with young men that I serve if they feel that there's no accountability for those who serve their communities. So I'm grateful for your service tonight and having crafted this legislation, and I hope you all support this bill. God bless you.
Hello, my name is Brett Kaloya, and I live at 1420 Hawthorne Street in Stanton Heights. While I applaud you for this legislation, I want to point out that transparency is nothing without accountability, and this city has a real problem with disciplining and firing problem police officers. One of the major problems is that discipline is currently conducted in-house. There's no public accountability except for the Citizens Police Review Board, and Council has virtually ensured that they are powerless to force any changes with the police department. Further, we see lawsuits constantly being settled. We do not see those lawsuits going forward into the courts. If those lawsuits went into the courts, the police officers would be forced to admit publicly wrongdoing, and when the job eventually went to the arbiter would be able to fire those problem police officers. In 2008, we had a drunken police officer off duty accidentally shoot an innocent civilian. That man still has his job.
My God.
Criminal charges were not able to be brought against him. Thank you very much.
Good evening, Council, community. My name is Bob Maddock. I live at 3826 East Street, Pittsburgh 15214. I have been a member of the Pittsburgh Interfaith Impact Network since it's been in existence. I've been an officer of that organization for the last 5 years. We're an organization of 35 plus faith communities, most in the inner city of Pittsburgh. When we had our action toward the end of last year, the police issue really was dealing with gun violence. But unless the community knows that the police are accountable, unless the community has reason to trust the police to be fair, the plague of gun violence will never be eliminated in this city. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Amanda J. I live at 272 38th Street, 15201. I support the legislation. I hope that moving towards transparency is going to happen. I think that the only people opposed to transparency are those who are corrupt or abusive or don't serve the people. And I also think that think about accountability a lot, and in order to have a system of accountability, we can't have any special people. Like, the special people aren't going to be accountable to us. So if this legislation can help to create a system where either we feel like we are special people or police officers feel like they are part of us, then maybe this legislation can help do that. I don't know.